Have you ever opened your phone just to check one thing and suddenly realized that an hour had disappeared? You were tired. You knew you should be sleeping. You knew there was something else you needed to do. But your thumb just kept moving. One video became another. One notification became five. And somehow, at 2 in the morning, you're still staring at a screen, wondering where all that time went. But here's the scary part. You weren't really choosing to keep scrolling. Your brain was being trained to come back for more. And once you understand what's happening inside your head, the endless scrolling starts to look very different. The next morning, you tell yourself something that sounds completely harmless. I'll just check my phone for a minute. You sit down to study. Your notebook is open. Your textbook is right in front of you. Everything is ready. Then your phone lights up. Just one notification. So you pick it up. Maybe you check a message. Then a short video appears. You watch it. Another one starts automatically. And another. You haven't even noticed it happening. Because the phone isn't asking you to make a big decision. It's giving you tiny decisions. One swipe, one video, one more. And your brain doesn't have to think about the consequences. It only has to think about what's coming next. And this is where things get interesting. Because scrolling doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like you're spending hours on your phone. It feels like you're doing almost nothing. But look at the clock. An hour has passed. Then 2. The sunlight outside disappears. The room gets dark. Your textbook hasn't moved. Your notebook is still empty. And suddenly you look at the time and realize you have no idea where the last few hours went. That's because short-form content is incredibly good at destroying your sense of time. Every video gives you something new. A joke, a surprise, a shocking moment, a new piece of information. And before your brain has time to get bored, the next video is already waiting. So you don't stop. You simply keep waiting for the next interesting thing. But why is it so difficult to stop? Because your brain loves unpredictable rewards. Think about what happens every time you scroll. You swipe, you get a video, maybe it's boring. So you swipe again. Suddenly, you find something hilarious. Your brain gets a little reward. Then you swipe again. Maybe the next video is even better. And now your brain has learned something important. Keep going. The next one might be even better. That's the loop. Scroll, reward, scroll, reward. Again and again. The problem isn't that every video is amazing. The problem is that you never know which video will be. And that uncertainty is exactly what keeps you searching. Eventually, you realize what's happening. So you try to put the phone down. You tell yourself, okay, I'm done. You lock the screen. You put it on the table. For a few seconds, everything feels fine. Then you hear another notification. You look at it, just for a second. And suddenly your hand is reaching for the phone again. Because now the phone isn't just something you use. It has become part of a habit loop, and the more often you repeat that loop, the easier it becomes to repeat it again. That's why simply telling yourself to have more self-control doesn't always work. You're not fighting one video. You're fighting a system designed to make you wonder, what if the next one is even better? And that question is powerful enough to keep millions of people scrolling, long after they wanted to stop.